The zodiac itself is an admirable teacher, a guru. You may be surprised to know that human body has 7 trillion nerves. Spirituality is the nucleus of astrology. Namaste. Welcome to this most educative and interesting video about the zodiac in which all of us are living. The fact that the zodiac itself is an admirable teacher, a guru, is the gift of the Creator. The zodiac is guiding all of us to have a balanced life. Astrology will surely help in balancing life. Incidentally, this is a great opportunity to know the myths and misinterpretation of some commonly used astrological terminologies. A host of terminologies is creating a fear psychosis in the society and defeating the very purpose of astrology. The zodiac is giving out loud and clear spiritual messages which perhaps the astrologers are unable to either digest or they're unaware of it themselves. It's not my intention to offend anyone, while it's my duty and an opportunity as well to disseminate the truth. In this video, I will explain very briefly the key points about the zodiac signs, since I don't expect my viewers to be students of astrology. However, people always consult astrologers whenever they are under anxiety and tension, and this video should help them to understand the astrologer better. Let us start with the first sign of the zodiac, Aries, Mesha. The lord of Aries is Mars. Mars depicts a host of parameters in the context of human life and body. Mars is a very aggressive planet, like the trigger of a weapon, and with reference to human body, it depicts blood and the entire neurological system in the body. Without the influence of Mars, we cannot even lift a piece of paper. Mars is the planet which initiates action and has the power to terminate it as well. And thus it owns the 8th sign of the zodiac, that is Scorpio. You may be surprised to know that human body has 7 trillion nerves, which is 7 followed by 12 zeros. The whole body is totally wired up like a printed circuit board in an electronic gadget. Moon, representing mind, is a concept meaning that there is nothing physical at all, but it has the controlling power of our life and body also as well. Isn't it mysterious that a non-physical or metaphysical point controlling the physical body? Is it not like a remote control which we use for operating so many electronic gadgets including TV? In my previous video, which you can find in the description column of this video, I have mentioned that moon depicts mind. I have a lot of information to share regarding Mars, but I will limit it to focus on our main subject of this video, that is having a balanced life. Now, we shall move on to the astrology of Mars, a small bit of it contextually. Mars is the causative planet for sexual activity when it interacts with the opposite sign Libra, that is this 7th sign of the zodiac, the lord of which is Venus. Human being will be born when that interaction takes place. Incidentally, it is worth mentioning that the 7th sign also depicts the reproductive organ of both male and female. It is important to mention that Sun, depicting soul, is exalted in Aries, and Saturn, the lord of the 10th and 11th sign of the zodiac, is exalted in Libra, the 7th sign of the zodiac. Now, the spiritual message is here. Soul enters this world when Mars, depicting sexual activity, interacting with Venus, the lord of the seventh house, seventh sign of the zodiac, as already mentioned, and seventh bhava stands for the reproductive organ in any chart. And now we know why Sun is exalted in Aries and Saturn is exalted in Libra. What is the spiritual meaning here? It is very evident that the sexual activity should be within the ambit of moral principles. This is the reason why Saturn, also called as Dharmakarmadhipati, is exalted in Libra, the seventh sign of the zodiac. The seventh sign of the zodiac, and with respect to for any particular chart, the seventh power also representing the respective reproductive organ for anybody, both male and female. Thus, the zodiac is clearly giving us the message that the morality of sexual activity is of utmost importance, and it clearly speaks out loud. The highest morality is indeed essential for a righteous birth of a baby. Don't you think that we have now struck on a critical spiritual message through the zodiac itself? I'm sure you will agree with me that in-depth understanding of the zodiac is the basis of analyzing astrological charts. The point also drives home the fact that dire need for astrologers to interpret any chart from spiritual perspectives and not from bookish quotations and book knowledge written by so many famous authors. It doesn't matter. Again, let me repeat here, I'm not at all trying to offend any particular individual or community by any means. That is not the purpose of this video. The purpose of the video is one has to have spiritual perspectives clearly understood to interpret any birth chart, to give predictions or for guiding people. That is an essential requirement. Spirituality is the nucleus of the astrology, and we should never forget this point and ignore what the zodiac signs are really conveying and the planets thereof is conveying through the zodiac itself. And that is why I said the zodiac is an admirable teacher or a guru. After having mentioned the exaltation sign of Sun and Saturn, that is, Sun is exalted in Mars and Saturn is exalted in Libra, the seventh sign of the zodiac, it is essential to take a dive into special aspects of this. Special aspects are the planet's drishti, as it is called. I presume that viewers would generally be aware that all planets have the seventh aspect or drishti, while Mars, Saturn and Jupiter have special aspects or special drishti. What is it about? You may be now curious to know about special aspects or planets' drishti in astrology. Don't you? The special aspects or drishti of planets are like planets using a public address system to convey the spiritual messages so directly, and that we have to be patient enough, or we should have enough spiritual background to understand what it means, rather than interpreting charts from book quotations in books written by very famous authors. Again, let me repeat here, I am not at all trying to offend or insult anybody at all, but I am only sharing the true values of astrology from the zodiac itself. Thus, unless we give sufficient weightage for the spiritual perspectives conveyed through none other than the zodiac itself, where people, saints and mystics, have called this whole world as an illusion at all times. This is a statement of all saints and mystics at all times, and there is no deviation, and it is true, and the zodiac is a signature for it. In this episode, I propose to cover only about Mars, otherwise the video becomes too long and you may not be able to relish it viewing this video for that long. Mars has the special aspect of 4 and 8, of course, apart from 7, which is common for all planets. Why special aspect of 4 and 8? Do you want to search in Google? Try. You will never succeed. I'm pretty confident of it. Please continue watching this video. I will give you the hidden spiritual messages. Now, to explain the special aspect of 4 and 8 of Mars, I will give a small example. Imagine Mars is posited in Aries. The secret of special aspect of 4 and 8 will come out easily. Mars is the causative planet for our birth, as already mentioned by me. Thus, the fourth aspect of Mars, if it is posited in Aries, obviously falls on Cancer, for which the Lord is Moon, and Mars's special aspect of 8 falls on Scorpio, the 8th sign of the zodiac. Fourth aspect on Cancer means Moon, the Lord of which is Moon, our mind. And you know, Mars is debilitated in Cancer. What is the warning? The first clear, loud message from the zodiac itself. Don't be egoistic, right? Disciplining, subduing, and controlling our mind is essential if we want a balanced life. The next sign to Cancer is Leo, the 5th sign of the zodiac, for which Sun is the one Lord, and it is exalted in Mars, in Aries, as I already mentioned. And Sun depicts a soul, which is very clear. I have been repeatedly mentioning that. This simply means if you want God realization, then give up your mind. That is the reason why Cancer, for which the Lord is Moon, wants the 12th house to that of Sun, that is one by that is Leo. If you give up your mind, then you are close to the soul, and soul's energy or power will start, we will start experiencing the power of the soul. Now let us discuss another sign owned by Mars, that is the 8th sign of the zodiac, Scorpio. See the beauty of the zodiac. This is simply, if we give true value which the zodiac deserves from any point of view to understand our own life, it is essential that we have elementary spiritual background, without which talking about astrology and predicting, I don't know how far it will have any meaning. In Scorpio, that is the 8th sign of the zodiac, and Mars has the 8th special aspect, as I mentioned. See the beauty here, Moon is debilitated. And also Moon's sign, that is Cancer, is a Badaka for Scorpio, an obstructive sign. Badaka means obstructions. Thus, the Lord of Cancer, that is Moon, is a Badaka planet for Scorpio. Why is it? This again has a lot of spiritual message to be given out to the humanity. The zodiac is so accurate, and here again the spiritual message is loud and clear. The message is Mars can terminate actions initiated one time. Without Mars, the influence of Mars, no action can take place. As I have been repeatedly mentioning, Moon, which depicts mind, this simply means that debilitation of Moon in Scorpio corresponds to weakening of the Moon. What does this mean? That is, it only means subduing our mind to get a balanced life. Am I right? Drifting far away from the truth about the zodiac is conveying. Astrologers are used to simply taking quotations and interpretation of birth charts as per their own whims and fancies, instead of disseminating the truth or the essence of spirituality, which is why the Creator has given the zodiac as a gift. Let me repeat again that I don't mean any offense to anybody. I don't want to insult anybody, but the truth has to come out. That is in the interest of the humanity. Adding insult to injury, The word Manglik is doing its rounds uncontrolled. After all, the destiny of all of us runs as per the doctrine of karma. As you sow, so shall you reap, which is inevitable. The zodiac is an astrological signature. Is a spiritual signature, is also an astrological signature for this statement. We don't have to refer any books or Vedas or Granthas for this. The zodiac itself is an astrological signature of it. Notwithstanding this point, description of Manglik is creating a big fuss and mess in the society and putting the general public or people who are not much aware of astrology into great mess and confusion. In the next video, I shall dwell upon other planets and parallelly mention the meaning of exaltation and debilitation of planets, which is another big gray area confusing people all around. Friends, I am sure that you will like this video and therefore request you to share and subscribe to this channel. If you show interest by liking, sharing and subscribing, I will come out with more meaningful videos in the interest of enjoying a balanced life and set aside all the proverbial statements, Manglik, lack of Guru Drishti, Sadesati, etc. and a host of terminologies which is often associated with astrology. Please do not get confused with erratic comments done by many in the society and get scared by the so-and-so planet is exalted, so-and-so planet is debilitated, and so-and-so planet is good for you, not so good for you, all these things. There is nothing like a planet being good or bad. The influence of all the planets are required for a human being to continue breathing further. I'm K. Jagdish with over 50 years of experience with a spiritual background, which is a gift of God, rare gift of God indeed, and answering questions by using two astrological techniques. I decipher the birth chart and cast a special dedicated Prashna Kundali to answer your queries. And that Prashna Kundali is highly divine for me, and that indicates a lot of things which the birth chart may or may not be able to reveal at all. Thanks for watching this video. I'm sure you will be back with me and I shall keep in contact with you and come out with many more interesting videos. Please do like, subscribe and share this video in your circle of friends. Thank you.